Module Objective. This module examines the origins, evolution, characteristics, and cultural significance of jazz and blues, two deeply influential African American musical traditions that form the foundation of many contemporary genres. It offers an advanced analysis of musical structure, improvisation, lyrical depth, performance practice, and socio-political underpinnings of these genres. You will explore the global reach and transformative impact of these styles on modern music across time and culture. 1. Historical origins of blues and jazz. The blues, a cry of the oppressed blues, originated in the late 19th and early 20th centuries in the American South, especially among African American communities in the Mississippi Delta. It emerged from work songs and field hollers, spirituals and gospel music, African rhythmic and tonal traditions, call and response patterns from West African oral heritage. The 12-bar blues form, blue notes, flattened thirds, fifths, and sevenths, and emotionally raw lyrics define its sonic identity. It speaks to personal and communal experiences of pain, hope, survival, longing, love, and betrayal. Blues often functions as both catharsis and resistance, documenting the Black experience under racial segregation, poverty, and disenfranchisement. Jazz, America's classical music. Jazz emerged in the early 20th century, primarily in New Orleans, blending blues, ragtime, brass band traditions, European harmony, Afro-Caribbean rhythms. Unlike the fixed structures of classical music, jazz thrives on improvisation, swing rhythm, syncopation, complex chords, and progressions. Jazz quickly diversified into various subgenres, from early Dixieland and swing to bebop, cool jazz, free jazz, fusion, and modern new jazz. 2. Structural and theoretical features. The blues form, 12-bar chord progression, I, IV, I, V, IV, I, AAB lyrical pattern, one line stated, repeated, and then concluded. Tonal inflection, use of blue notes for expressive effect, jazz harmony and improvisation. Extended chords, 9/9ths, 11ths, 13ths, modulations and chord substitutions. Improvised solos, melodic and harmonic recomposition, modes and scales, Mixolydian, Dorian, bebop scale, etc. Call and response between instruments and musicians. Jazz often exists in live dialogue, where musicians co-create in real time. Mastery of chord charts, modal theory, and instrumental technique is essential. 3. Socio-political and cultural significance. Jazz and blues are more than musical genres. They are cultural movements. Blues reflects resilience, testimony, and the spiritual survival of African Americans under systemic oppression. Jazz represents innovation, complexity, and freedom. During the Harlem Renaissance, jazz became the soundtrack of Black excellence, intellectualism, and rebellion. Notably, blues women like Ma Rainey and Bessie Smith challenged gender norms and expressed female agency. Jazz icons like Duke Ellington, Billie Holiday, and John Coltrane used music as a platform for racial justice and spirituality. Songs like Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit directly addressed racial violence. Both genres influenced the civil rights movement, with jazz being a cultural ambassador and blues a voice for marginalized communities. 4. Global influence and evolution. The spread of jazz and blues beyond the U.S. created cross-cultural dialogues. European classical composers, e.g. Ravel, Stravinsky, admired and incorporated jazz. Latin jazz emerged through fusion with Afro-Cuban rhythms, e.g. Tito Puente, Dizzy Gillespie. British blues in the 1960s, e.g. Eric Clapton, Rolling Stones, fueled the rock movement. Afrobeat in Nigeria, Fela Kuti, and Ethiopian jazz, Mulatu Astatke, incorporated jazz phrasing and instrumentation. Contemporary genres like hip-hop, R&B, neo-soul, funk, and rock are deeply indebted to the harmonic language, rhythmic innovations, and expressive possibilities of jazz and blues. 5. Major artists and their contributions. Blues legends, Robert Johnson, mythic Delta bluesman, considered a founding father, B.B. King, electric blues innovator and king of the blues, Muddy Waters, brought Delta blues to urban Chicago, Etta James, versatile blues and soul powerhouse, Lead Belly, preserved folk blues traditions, jazz icons, Louis Armstrong, trumpet virtuoso, established scat singing and solo improvisation, Duke Ellington, elevated jazz to orchestral sophistication, Charlie Parker, father of bebop, intense technical improvisation, Miles Davis, innovator across cool jazz, modal jazz, and fusion, John Coltrane, spiritual and modal jazz visionary. Their compositional legacies, performance styles, and recordings remain pillars of music education and global performance repertoires. 6. Contemporary relevance and preservation efforts to preserve and reimagine jazz and blues include jazz education programs, e.g., Berkeley, Juilliard, Lincoln Center, Jazz Orchestra, blues festivals and societies globally, documentaries like Ken Burns' Jazz and the Blues, Martin Scorsese, cross-genre collaborations with hip-hop, classical, and electronic artists, Grammy categories and music scholarships specific to jazz and blues. These genres continue to inspire, heal, and challenge, serving as tools of identity, resistance, and innovation. Key takeaways. Blues and jazz are African American innovations rooted in oppression, creativity, and resilience. They are structurally rich and emotionally deep, grounded in improvisation and expression. Their socio-cultural significance extends beyond music into literature, civil rights, gender studies, and global politics. These genres laid the foundation for virtually every major contemporary music style. Mastery of their language enhances musical fluency and historical understanding.